Bonjour. So today is the official first day of winter by the kind of European calendar, or a little more of a bridge between Geshki, Nidogeesis, freezing moon, or Manidogeesis, little spirit moon. Both of those names seem kind of interesting to me because they remind me of a story from my youth. I remember it was either the waxing moon or the waning moon. It was like when the moon is a very narrow crescent, and this was even narrower than usual. And not only that, the color tone of it and the color tone of the sky behind it was really cold. Like usually the night sky and the moon, even if it's a cold night, the color tone is looks kind of warm to me. So it was kind of disturbing to see it like this, so cold and like narrower than usual. And my mom, she was like, "Oh, look, it's the Cheshire Cat is smiling at us." And this is like one of the very rare times I can remember my dad actually kind of bringing up in anything indigenous. And he said, "That's not what it is. Winter's here, and it's going to be a cold winter too." And so I don't know, maybe the first day of winter in Ojibwe timekeeping originally was that first very cold tone sky and waxing or waning crescent moon when it was thinner. Not that you'd ever be able to tell. Like I've been watching these past few nights, and like this sky is just solid smog and light pollution. So, but it did get me thinking about the moon, and the moon in itself is, Ojibwe is Dibik Gizis. Like it's not just Gizis. As an animate noun, it has its own name. And there's still so much we don't know about it. We don't know where it comes from. If it was like an asteroid that smashed into the Earth when it was still forming and knocked a good chunk of magma from it, or what. We don't know why there's a huge metal body like increasing its mass at its south pole that's not moving, or why the moon itself is kind of locked and tidal locked, like why we never see the dark side of it. We don't know if it really had volcanoes. We don't know how it came to have water ice, like a significant amount of water ice beneath its surface, even though Western science is right now like fanatically devoted to like how can we harvest this for like future space travel fuel purposes. Who cares where it came from? It's there. We can utilize it to keep the engines burning. That's the only important thing. Sadly, I think sadly, we don't know why there's sometimes 13 in a year instead of just 12, and in the Ojibwe calendar, the 13th one is often unnamed. I for a while I was thinking, man, I'm a bad student, because like I remember when I was a kid, and my school had Ojibwe language lessons, which my dad couldn't put his foot down and say, no, you can't have that. Like every student got to like have those classes. we were taught like the names of the months or moons, and I was like, I can only remember 12 of them, and there must be 13, and like, but no, according to this book I just recently found, a poison stronger than love. Actually, that 13th one was unnamed. It went unnamed, a mystery. Ojibwe culture is certainly not the only one that used the moon as like a time-keeping device, but it goes on to say in here something kind of interesting, comparatively, about like Western concept of time versus in Ojibwe concept of time, in that Western concept of time is, it's almost like a clock, like an ongoing function of a clock. Time is just running, it is progressing onward continuously in understandable incremental measurements. And that's apparently not the Ojibwe concept of time at all, which I never heard until I read it in this book. But that, according to this, the Ojibwe concept of time is that it's like a static reality that with multiple points that repeats, and we experience those points. And because the only reason we experience it differently is because we are different each time we experience it, but it is like a consistent real thing, and which is kind of a fascinating way of thinking about time. And anyway, I just wanted to my rambling thoughts about time and different cultural concepts of it.